栄光移動群上昇一心記入空六大崩壊実略入大英収集特使連芸造世界即昇信尿発症し有本能人間人図入生寺恩寺両芸恩寺鈍乱両天使上皇乱消防さらい三蔵ルシ十条教本省専業地楽法天神菩薩論中芸報道因果見性願方言栄光有他力少女死因類新人枠前本部新人法生じ生じ即芸派一子無料公明道小部修上回復系同社結晶道南省唯名浄土活入万全自力変言宗円満特合感染症三風三神経音音増魔法明道品一生増悪地具税思案妙解称妙化三能六妙仏性品公愛上三要逆悪公明明の原因年介入本願大地会行者少寿今後心狂気一年相互用意大東逆三人即生発症死上楽原神公開一大教延期安尿管一切先祖終身反戦時法系二道小弁流国十悪人類勝負大薬剤費摂取中煩悩証言水無権大費無権上昇が本次元空明仏教連民全幕本部に新宗教書後編集戦略本願具惑星現来生じ臨伝芸決地理上位昇し即入弱上無意悪筆致新人異能入不行大事修士後上西無変極辱悪同族自主良心唯我心死今に実行を経た前にご神の降臨際もなく背の猛妙を照らす つなり、知恵の光明あたりなし、無料の所相ことごとく、法教かぶらぬものはなし、信じ妙に奇妙せよ、下馬の降臨際もなし、法則かぶる者は皆、運を払うと述べたも、平等確に奇妙せよ、幸運無限予告、一切の無限触りなし、光沢かむらぬものぞなき、難思議妙奇妙せよ、少女光明並びなし、不思考のゆえなれば、一切の合計も除こりぬ、一教へを奇妙せよ、仏法商用最大一、公園の仏と名付けたり、三途の国湾開くなり、大王部を奇妙せよ。
安に宿読
平等聖祭、同法菩提心、往生安楽。
Thank you very much. You know, it's always special, and tomorrow will be amazing as well. But when you have a lot of ministers as well as all of you chanting, it's always very special and very moving. So thank you all for participating. And another reason this 120th is special is because of our next guest. You know, earlier this year in January, we had our Eitai Kyo service, and we had kind of a 120th anniversary lunch, as well as our New Year's lunch general meeting. And it was sort of a kickoff to our 120th anniversary. But today, to be able to have this service with our next guest is very special, and we're very thankful that he's here. So we will now have our congratulatory message by our Overseas District Abbot, Yul Otani.
Today, we are gathered together to observe the 120th anniversary of the establishment of the Higashi Honganji Los Angeles Betsuin. I wish to extend my sincerest gratitude for this opportunity to celebrate this anniversary together with all of you. The origins of the Los Angeles Betsuin can be traced back to the time when the early generation of immigrants from Japan came to the United States around the year 1900. As those immigrants tried to settle in this foreign land where people from different ethnic, cultural, and linguistic backgrounds coexisted, they had to overcome numerous hardships and difficulties to lay the foundation of today's Higashi Honganji Los Angeles Betsuin. For the 120 years since its establishment, the Betsuin has continued to be the spiritual pillar for all people, especially for those of Japanese ancestry, when they struggled to make ends meet or suffered from mass incarceration during wartime. Even while going through a number of political and societal changes, the Sangha members have supported each other and listened to the teaching of Shinran Chonin together. I express my heartfelt respect for all the Sangha members' single-minded efforts toward maintaining the temple and carrying on the torch of the teaching for future generations. Through the observance of today's anniversary, I encourage all of us to renew our commitment to listening to the teachings of Jodo Shinshu and living together as Nembutsu practitioners. Finally, I would like once again to express my sincerest gratitude to all of the temple members and district ministers in planning this celebratory event. Thank you very much. 本日ここに東本願寺ロサンゼルス別院創立120周年法要が言収されましたこと、誠にご同敬に堪えません。顧みますと、民族、習慣、言語の全く異なるこの地に第一歩を記された開拓者の皆様は、日々の厳しい営みの中で、様々な困難を乗り越えて、今日の礎を築いてくださいました。この120年間、苦難の生活を送られていた日本移民の精神的な支えとなり、戦前戦後の日系人の社会に寄り添いながら、以来幾多の変遷を乗り越え、そこに集われた親鸞上人の教えにご縁のあった方々が手を取り合い、法灯を絶やさず法義相続されてこられたそのご根念に深く敬意を表すものであります。この尊い法要を起源として、ここに集われた一人一人がいよいよ浄土真宗の教えを弔問され、一人の念仏者の誕生を期する歩みをともどもにされんことを強く念願いたします。最後にこの度の法要言収にあたり、ご尽力賜りました関係各位、御同坊の皆様に深く敬意を表し、謹んで祝辞とさせていただきます。本日は誠におめでとうございます。
Next, we will have a congratulatory message from the Chief Administrator of the Shinshu Otani-ha, Bishop Wataru Kigoshi, and reading it will be our Jicho, who is sort of Deputy Director of the Organizational Affairs Department, and his department oversees the overseas districts like ours, and his name is Reverend Sei Kamachi. And assisting with translation will be our own Reverend Hasegawa.
Hello to all members in the United States. My name is Kamachi. I served at the headquarters of Higashi Honganji in Japan, Kyoto. On the occasion of this service, I will be leading a message on behalf of the Chief Administrator. by Japanese。この度、東本願寺ロサンゼルス別院120周年記念法要が今週されますこと、誠にご同敬の至りであります。
First, I wish to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the 120th anniversary of the establishment of the Higashi Honganji Los Angeles Betsuin.
思えば、ここ東本願寺ロサンゼルス別院は、1904年、泉田純正氏を中心とする在ロサンゼルスの日本人有志によって設立されたラフ仏教会を前身とし、1919年に大谷派の布教所となり、1921年に東本願寺ロサンゼルス別院として新設建立されました。
In retrospect, the history of the Los Angeles Betsuin began as the Rafu Bukkyokai, a Buddhist temple established in 1904 by Reverend Junjo Izumida and a group of Japanese volunteers who resided in Los Angeles. The temple eventually joined the Shinshu Otani denomination in 1919 and was renamed as the Higashi Honganji Los Angeles Betsuin in 1921.
この120年もの長きにわたり、南無阿弥陀仏の見教えを問診し、別院を護持してくださった先達をはじめ、仏法を自らの拠り所として歩んでこられた皆様の真摯なる愚道の姿勢に改めて深く敬意を表するものであります。
For as long as 120 years since the establishment, the temple has been maintained by successive generations of temple members until today. I would like to express my sincerest appreciation for their single-minded dedication to pursuing the Buddhist way of living and listening to the teaching of 南無阿弥陀仏。
その歩みの中では、第二次世界大戦の勃発により、12万人もの日系人が全米各地の収容所に送られ、当別院も終戦まで閉鎖を余儀なくされるなど、多くの厳しい現実に直面された歴史がありながらも、終戦直後は収容所からの帰還者に宿泊所として別院を開放するなど、当時の日系社会に寄り添い、その復興に大きな役割を果たされ、以来、世代交代で日系2世、3世が社会の中心となるに伴っては、英語を母国語とする世代にお念仏の教えを伝えていく北米開教区の中心道場として、大谷派の開教の歴史にとって非常に大きな役割を担ってくださいました。
During those years, the temple was confronted with numerous hardships, most notably when World War II broke out. About 120,000 people of Japanese descent were forcibly relocated and incarcerated in concentration camps in several desolate areas in this country. The Betsuin was also forced to close until the end of the war. However, the Betsuin continued to be a spiritual home for local people. For example, the Sangha members opened the temple building as a temple lodging to those who had returned from the concentration camps right after the end of the war. In this way, the Betsuin played an indispensable role in the reconstruction of the Japanese-American communities. After that, as the leadership of the Japanese-American communities passed on to the second and third generations, they have made the temple the center of the sharing of the teaching of the Nembutsu with English-speaking people. In the history of the North America district, they have made such a considerable contribution to the progress of our propagation efforts.
今後とも、ここ東本願寺ロサンゼルス別院を中心として、北米開教区がますます一体となり、さらにはアメリカ新州センターとの連動の中で、宗祖親鸞上人が明らかにされました本願念仏の見教えをよりどころとする多くの念仏者が、ここ北米の地をはじめとする各地で 誕生することを強く念願いたすものであります。
It is my sincerest wish that all temples of the North America District will strengthen their solidarity under the leadership of the Betsuin and work together in collaboration with the Shinshu Center of America to produce as many people across the globe as possible who seeks to live the teaching of the Nembutsu and as clarified by our honored spiritual forebearer Shinran Shonin.
最後に、この度の法要言宗にあたり、ご尽力賜りました関係各位、御同坊の皆様に深く敬意を表し、謹んで祝辞とさせていただきます。2024年11月9日、宗務総長、木越渉大学。
Finally, I would like to once again express my sincerest gratitude to all of the temple members and district ministers in planning today's anniversary event. Thank you very much. November 9th, 2024, Bishop Wataru Kigoshi, Chief Administrator of Shinshu Otani Higashi Honganji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Kamachi, and thank you, Reverend Hasegawa. Next, we will have our Dharma message. So it's interesting because we're celebrating or we're recognizing our 120th anniversary, and our speaker is probably the furthest from 120. But it's going to be an interesting, it's kind of an interesting dichotomy. But anyways, I'd like to ask Reverend Mayuki Nagamine to deliver our Dharma message for today.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our special 120th anniversary service. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to the Overseas District Abbot Yul Otani and Reverend Sei Kamachi here with us today in Los Angeles. It is a great honor to be a part of this celebration and to join in the long and meaningful history of Higashi Honganji Los Angeles Betsuin. As we celebrate our 120th anniversary, I'm sure you have already heard and will continue to hear about the incredible history and legacy of our temple. So today, in my talk, I'd like to keep it simple and share a few reflections. Though I have only served as an overseas minister for a little over 1 year, I have come to deeply appreciate the rich history of our temple in the North America district. Jodo Shinshu has existed for around 800 years, so in that context, 120 years might seem brief time. However, in a relatively young country like America, established only about 250 years ago, 120 years is indeed a significant span of time. I am continually inspired by the immense contributions made to establish the Sangha and the sacrifices our ministers and members have made to preserve it, sustaining the flow of the Dharma even through the painful experiences of the internment camps. According to our centennial commemorative book published in 2004, our second Dimban, Reverend Kankai Izuhara, who was sent to the Heart Mountain internment camp in Wyoming, brought the Gohonzan, Buddha's image, with him. Even in the camp, he established a Buddhist church, collaborating with ministers from various denominations. In addition, the first Rinban, Reverend Junjo Izumida, though already retired by the time the war began, started a temple at the Manzanar internment camp where he was sent. Fortunately, we are lucky to live in a more peaceful environment today. I often feel spoiled by the sense of belonging I experience here, surrounded by the temple and the Little Tokyo community. Even though I live thousands of miles away from home and family, there are always people and places here that make me feel welcome and at home. Over the past year, I've witnessed countless moments where other nonprofit organizations, local businesses, and other temples have come together to support us, and in turn, we support them. Coincidentally, our Little Tokyo community is also celebrating its 140th anniversary this year. However, this milestone comes with a sobering reminder. Little Tokyo has been designated as one of America's most endangered historic places. And sadly, it can be challenging to continue bequeathing the Dharma and preserving our legacy in a community like this. However, one of the most remarkable differences I've found between here and Japan is the incredible diversity within our Sangha. While many of our members are Japanese Americans, we also have a vibrant community of people from a variety of backgrounds. In Reverend Izumida's words, he offers the insight that it has been my long-cherished hope to introduce Buddhism, especially the Jodo Shinshu tradition, into America. My primary purpose and hope for the American mission has not been from beginning to end for old Japanese here, but for their children and Americans. Our Sangha is a testament to his mission, showing that his vision has taken root and continued to grow, reaching people from all backgrounds across America for another 120 years. Dharma cannot exist without those who listen and pass it on. And I know each of you is playing an essential part in this. My hope is to carry forward the vision of all the Rinbans and ministers who come before us and continue to uphold our tradition. Lastly, I'd like to express my deep gratitude to our members and ministers who continue to support the temple and contribute to its growth and vitality. Your dedication and efforts are the foundation of our community, and we are truly grateful to have each of you. Thank you for being a part of this significant history. 皆様、おはようございます。そして本日はこの特別な120周年記念法要にようこそお参りくださいました。本日は大谷優開教司教、そして東本願寺組織部より蒲地誠次長がロサンゼルスにお越しくださっております。このような記念すべき法要に合わせていただき、また東本願寺ロサンゼルス別院の長い歴史と意義深い伝統に加わることができ、非常に光栄に思います。120周年をお祝いするにあたり、皆様はすでに当別院の素晴らしい歴史と遺産についてお聞きになったことと思いますので、今日の私のお話ではあまり難しくならないように簡単にお話しさせていただきたいと思います。私は開教師のお役目をいただいてからまだ1年余りしか経っておりませんが、この1年間で当別院と北米開教区の豊かな歴史を深く学ばせていただき、大変感銘を受けております。浄土真宗は約800年の歴史を有しておりますので、その中での120年という期間は短く感じられるかもしれません。しかし、アメリカのような比較的新しい国においては、約250年の歴史しかないことを考えると、120年というのは 国の歴史の中で非常に大きな意味を持つ時間であると言えるでしょう。私は開教師の先生方やご門徒の皆様がどれほど多くの犠牲を払ってこの山河を築き上げ、仏法の流れを絶やすことなく、特に強制収容所での辛い歴史を乗り越えて教えを守り続けてこられたことに深く感動しております。2004年に発行された100周年記念誌によると、当別院の2代目輪番である伊豆平寛海先生は、ワイオミング州のハートマウンテン強制収容所に送られた際、ご本尊を持参し、そこで仏教寺院を設立しました。さらに、さまざまな宗派の僧侶たちと協力して活動していたとのことです。また、初代輪番である泉田純正氏は、戦争が始まった時点ではすでに退職されていましたけれども、万座な収容所に行ってお寺を建立されました。幸いなことに、現在私たちは平和な環境の中で生活しています。私はこの別院とリトル東京に囲まれていることを非常に恵まれていると感じています。家族や故郷から遠く離れているにもかかわらず、ここには私を温かく迎えてくれる場所や人々が常にあり、寂しい思いをすることもほとんどありません。過去1年間、他の非利益団体や地元の企業、また他の寺院などから私たちが支えていただいていると同時に、この別院がこのコミュニティにとって欠かせない存在であることを実感しました。偶然にもリトル東京は今年140周年を迎えています。しかし、この記念すべき年には少し悲しいお知らせもありました。リトル東京はアメリカで消滅危機に置かれている歴史的場所の一つとして指定されました。残念ながら、このようなコミュニティの中で仏法を後世に伝え続けることは容易ではありません。しかし、日本とアメリカの間で感じる最も大きな違いは、私たちの山河の中にある素晴らしい多様性ではないでしょうか。多くのご門徒さんは日系アメリカ人の方々ばかりですが、中には様々なバックグラウンドを持つ人々が集まっています。泉田純正先生はこのようなお言葉を残されています。仏教を、特に浄土真宗をアメリカに広めることは私の長年の願いでした。私がアメリカでの開教を始めた目的は、最初から最後までここにいる年配の日本人のためだけでなく、その子供たちやアメリカ人のためでありました。私たちの山河には、泉田先生の描いた未来像だと言えるのではないでしょうか。彼の願いはこの山河に根付いており、これからも発展し続け、さらなる120年後のアメリカ全土に、あらゆるバックグラウンドを持つ人々に教えが届き続けることでしょう。仏法はそれを聞き、次世代に伝える人々なしには存在できません。私は皆さん一人一人がその重要な役割を果たしていることを日々目の当たりにしています。私の願いはこれからも歴代の輪番や開教師たちのビジョンを引き継ぎ、私たちの伝統、仏法を維持し続けることです。最後に、日頃より開教師、ご門徒の皆様から賜っておりますご支援とご尽力に心より感謝申し上げます。皆様のお力添えが当別院の礎となっており、皆様とのご縁を大変喜ばしく感じております。今後とも引き続きご支援を賜りますようお願い申し上げます。ありがとうございました。
Thank you, Reverend Mayuki. Wonderful message. Thank you for remembering and honoring those who came before us in this 120-year history of Higashi Honganji. But also I look forward to the future, because of our Overseas District Abbot, Yul Otani, who's also quite young. as well as, reverends, ministers like Reverend Mayuki, and I look forward to seeing their vision and seeing where we're going to go. So thank you for that. So we do have a few announcements. Let's see, it's 11:25. What time is lunch? I think we can go down pretty much after the service. So for those of you who did sign up for the luncheon, there is going to be a luncheon downstairs. But also, as mentioned earlier, this is a very important weekend for Higashi Honganji here, as we have our Honko service tomorrow, which is traditionally the most important service in our calendar. So tomorrow at 10 o'clock, I hope to see each and every one of you here. It'll be a wonderful service. The Honko chanting we only do it once a year, and it's very special. So hopefully you'll be able to join us tomorrow. Let's see. Are there any other announcements? If not, then yes. Okay.
Good morning. I made this announcement last weekend, and we speak of Reverend Izumida, who opened up the first Buddhist temple 120 years ago in 1904. Well, it's just wonderful that we have his great-granddaughter here with us this morning. And so may I introduce to you, married to Jason, who streams our services with Gary, Ms. Leslie Wong, right here. And this is the great-granddaughter of, Leslie, would you like to introduce them? I'm sorry, I do not know. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you. May I get a picture later? Okay. Thank you.
Well, Elaine took my thunder. I was going to actually recognize the Izumida family, but we do thank the Izumida family for being here today. As Elaine mentioned, without Reverend Junjo Izumida, we may not be here. And again, it's the causes and conditions. It's like we're all connected, in some ways. So without their great grandfather or grandfather, I wouldn't, to some extent, be here because my father probably wouldn't have come to Los Angeles. So can you imagine a world without me? So anyways, it's like these causes and conditions sort of, are it's just kind of amazing how we're all interconnected. And so thank you for being here today. So without further ado, we will go on to the singing of the Gatha Ondok-san on page 112. So if you can all please rise. So that concludes our 120th anniversary service today. Thank you. Again, thank you all for attending. A special thank you to the Overseas District Abbot Yul Otani and to Reverend Kamachi for participating in the service as well. Thank you to the ministers for putting on a wonderful service. Thank you to all of the members who supported this 120th service. And for those of you who did register for the luncheon will take place downstairs. And again, don't forget, Honko service tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. I hope to see you all here. Thank you very much for attending. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we hope to see you tomorrow. Thank you.